Peace of Christ to all. In this video we will talk about Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam. You know, when somebody says to us, I'm a prophet, what we expect from this man to be? Number one, to be a good man. And good man is something really percentage, because there's nobody is good except God. You know, this is not the topic of my video. And this is not why I rejected him and accept that his teaching is false teaching. Absolutely not. This man, he made a law for the followers, not to him. And this is showing me that he is himself, he don't believe in what he is saying. As an example, the Muslims, they are allowed to marry 4 women together. If you marry 5, according to Islam, you broke the law of Allah and you should be stoned to death, because the woman number 5 is adultery. Muhammad, he have 13 wives, 11 wives together. And actually he have a lot more, but this is what the Muslims agree with, so we have to stay with the Muslims. So as long he have 11 wives together, 13 as total, we ask ourselves a question. Isn't it the Qur'an says only 4? Where the Qur'an says to Muhammad, you can have more than 4. The Muslims, they will say to you, Muhammad is an exception. What kind of exception that is? And where is the exception? He's not a Muslim no more? He's out of Islam? He is the God? And why those exceptions? It's about women. Then they will give you another excuse, showing you that Muhammad is not a prophet of God. He was a man looking for power. They say to you, trying to fix the corruption of their prophet, that Muhammad was marrying women to spread Islam. And this is telling me that he's a liar. Because if you marry women to use them, it means you are not marrying them. It's mean I now can justify whatever I want to do as a Muslim, as long I have a reason. Which means I can say, well, you know what, maybe I can rape women so they will have babies from me and I spread Islam. And maybe the woman, then she have to marry me. Maybe she is a Christian. After I rape her, she have to marry me. And actually this is what the Muslims do in many countries. They rape Christian women, and then the Christian woman, she will find herself in a very bad situation. Christian's man who he would never marry her no more. And the only way is to marry, except to marry that Muslim man by converting to Islam, and she will be his wife. So Islam promote doing things for target and justifying things for that target. As an example, if I am a Muslim, for me it's forbidden for me to steal money of a Muslim, but it's not forbidden to steal money of a Christian. Even though I know that this is stealing, but according to Islam, I'm stealing from someone he is not protected by Allah. And because of that, I can steal the Christian money. And then I will justify my stealing, my theft, by saying, okay, as long he is not protected by Allah, so I have the right to steal him. And this is what the Prophet, he said. Their money, their blood is open. You take it. And I know some of you will say, come on, you are saying things not true. So I will try to show you that we are not saying things not true. In the coming video, you will see.
Again, it is up to them to do it or not to do it. I wouldn't argue in behalf of a kafir, because you see, this is the limit. When it comes to Muslim, everything with regard to a Muslim, his blood, his money, and his honor is preserved, unless it's proven otherwise. Unless he commits adultery, for example, then he could be killed. Unless he commits kufr, then he could be killed. Unless he doesn't pay the zakat, then half of his money should be taken, and this kind of thing. When it comes to a kafir, then everything with regard to a kafir, his blood, his money, and his honor, open. This is why the Hanafi even mazhab, they say, taking money from the kafir, stealing money from the kafir. It's called stealing. Don't think it's jihad or anything. It's called stealing. But it's stealing from unprotected person. Who gives him the protection? Who gives the protection to a Muslim? Allah. Umirtu, I've been ordered, and uqatil al-nas, to fight people, حتى يقولوا, until they say, لا إله إلا الله, فإن قالوها, if they say, عصموا مني, they protect from me, ما لهم, their money, ودماءهم, and their blood. إلا بحقها, except with what is the right of La ilaha. Don't just tell me La ilaha illallah and then you do something against it. is actually being used by Abu Bakr Siddiq when the Sahaba told him, how come you fight people who are saying La ilaha illallah and they pray? He said, didn't you see the Rasul said, Illa bihaqqiha, except with its right? In other hadith says, and they pray, and they do the salah, and they pray, and they pay the zakah. Also the ayahs in the Qur'an, it says, La ilaha illallah, and do the salah, and do the zakah. So who's going to argue on behalf of a kafir and tell you, no, don't do that? They can advise, they can suggest, they can tell you, look, it's going to cause problem, but not argue on their behalf. That is obscene. Not tell you, oh, don't do this and don't do that. Especially when these people argue against Muslims and give the kafirs upper hands against them. So if people, for example, people ask me about France and this and that, I say, go and do it. You know, not only banks, post office as well, and don't leave anything. Just go over, take, shoot and loot. But with regard to countries who allow you to speak out the truth, who give you some shelter and actually.
And now, after we saw the truth about justifying things, ugly things, under the name of Allah. By the name of Allah I can rape you. By the name of Allah, in the name of Allah, I can steal your money. In the name of Allah I can enslave you. In the name of Allah I can chop your head. Now in the name of Allah, Muhammad, he can do what even Muslims cannot do as Muslims. As an example, the Qur'an says a Muslim man, he cannot have sex with his wife if she have her period. Let us go and see the verse. Chapter 2, verse number 222. They ask thee concerning women's courses, say they are hurt, so keep away from women. They are hurt and pollution, so keep away from women in their courses. So Allah saying it clearly, if a woman, she is in her period, stay away from them and don't approach them until they are clean. And then when they are clean again, you can have sex with them. This is the good manner. Look at this. This is the good manner of Islam. Great, I like this. This is sound good for me. Now we will go and see the hypocrisy of Muhammad. Do he respect the teaching of his God? If a man, he should not get close to his wife during her period, how Muslims can explain to us Muhammad having sex with his wife when she have her period? This is Sahih al-Bukhari, as you see, the book of menses. Even the book, its name, the name of the book is the menses. You know, very funny religion. They will say to you, Islam talk about everything. Hadith number 299. And this is Aisha saying that, and this is a very accurate hadith. It says, the Prophet and I used to take bath from a single boat while we are junub, which means they are not clean. During the menses, he used to order me to put an izar. Izar is like a sheet, okay, like to make a diaper, okay, a dress worn below the waist, and used to fondle me while in itikaf, when she is, you know, in that position. He used to bring his head near me and I would wash it while I used to be in my period, menses. But the most important here, that Muhammad, he used to fondle her. But we just saw in the Quran that the Quran ordering the Muslims to stay away from their women. Period. Don't ever get close to them. And here we will see a very clear hypocrite man. He do something and he say something else. Muhammad was a good Muslim man who, when he was fondling his wife, or he was a bad guy according to Quran. If I am a Muslim, I go to Imam and I say to him, hey Imam, I am a Muslim and I want to ask you a question. Can I have sexual relationship with my wife during their menses? He will say, no way, it's Allah, he forbid you from doing that. Oops. So why the Prophet he did? Simply because Muhammad, he was not expecting Aisha to expose him and to say things he did to her. And as you see in the hadith saying clearly that we used to do this, which means it's not something they did once, it is something always they do. I used to do this and to do that. And here you ask yourself another question. The Prophet, he had many wives. Couldn't he wait until she have her period? Gone? Go to other women. He have many. Why you want to have sex with this woman when she have her period? So he have even no excuse. Like somebody will say to you, you know what, okay, he got so excited, so horny, and this is the only wife he have. He have 13 wives. Together, all together 13. Total with the, in the same time 11. So he can choose any woman from those 11 goats he have, and he go and have sex with her. So why he don't respect the teaching of his God? Simply because he is a liar. Christ is Lord, Muhammad is a hypocrite, and we prove that, as always. Ameen.